Shalom, call halal, Yahweh Shemi Shai, Bahashim Kwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations, all the brothers are pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to the Aqua that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000 and one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel, and the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. I'm going to start at Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Get them over here, right? Jump down to 12. Let the heathen be weakened and come up. Let them come up and come up to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. The Middle East. The valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. The valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. Okay? Get them troops over here. Right? Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. The troops. Let them come up. Right? Assemble yourselves. Right? And come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Let the heathen be weakened, and come up to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, so the moving of troops, right? Redacted 21 hours ago. Insane. Putin warns of what? World War III. If NATO and U.S. don't stop right now. Okay, redacted. So let's listen to a little of this, and we'll, close it out.
All right, yeah, we are. We're going to get to all of that. But first, let's talk about this. So France is about to send 2,000 soldiers to Ukraine.
Let them come up. France is going to do what? I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. That's not what I want. I want 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. France is sending who where? 34.
Talk about this. So France is about to send 2,000 soldiers to Ukraine, according to the Foreign Intelligence Service Director Narishkin, commenting just a few minutes before our show started tonight. French troops going to Odessa. Why Odessa? Well, because if you get Odessa, then you literally close off the entire Black Sea, right? If Russia controls the entire southern port section of Ukraine, in addition to Crimea, and now they control Odessa, then it's game over. What do you have left? You have a landlocked country with no port of entry. So, yes, France going to send 2,000 soldiers, according to Narishkin, just a few minutes before our show started here. This is unbelievable. And, of course, we know now that Senator Lindsey Graham wants young Ukrainians to die. Europe has a death wish ramping up war footing against Russia. Putin's warning, if you do this, World War III is coming. Sure seems like crap's about to hit the fan. Am I wrong? And Newsweek today publishing this. Here's a direct clash. This map shows U.S. cities Russia would strike first if war broke out. Take a look at this. So pay attention to your screen here, because here's where Newsweek thinks that Americans will be hit one step away from a full-scale World War III. So take a look at your map here. Does any of these cities pop up for you?
Yes.
Where you live near? Do you live near any of these cities here? Again, a nuclear exchange would be disastrous for all involved. The Federation of American Scientists says that Russia has around 5,500 nuclear weapons, compared with the U.S.'s 5,428. But look at this. Okay, Peterson Air Force Base. Get away there. Texas, the Pantex plant. A lot of these, of course, military installations. San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Jim Creek Naval Radio Station. Got to take out the analog stuff. Washington, D.C., Raven Rock, Mountain Complex. You know what I find interesting, though, is like Ohio's not on this list. Like Ohio, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I guess They feel like they could. But this is like what Newsweek is telling us. These are the most likely targets that Russia will hit in a nuclear exchange.
Okay. I think that it also is the most likely targets, that places that would be listening to the Washington Post, right?
Washington Post.
Or the people that would be listening to this kind of war rhetoric are in those cities the most likely to be in those urban centers.
Maybe. I mean, if you look at, think about like Montana, North Dakota, of course, Hawaii. No Alaska, though. Alaska's so close to Russia there, so that's good news. Well, the EU, though, is calling for a war economy. So the EU's boss, you guys see this story, say the bloc will double its production of artillery shells by the end of 2024. Charles Michel has said. The EU must drastically ramp up defense production to help Ukraine.
Okay.
So,
don't we have that already? It feels like they're just selling it to us.
Selling
basically.
what? Like
the idea that what we've got is acceptable. And yeah, this is a war economy. We need it. And stop complaining about how inflation is high, unemployment is high, and interest rates are high. This is a war economy.
This is Putin's problem because you're paying more for all of your food now. It's Putin's problem. We're in a war economy. The EU must drastically ramp up defense production to help Ukraine in its conflict with Russia. The call comes as Kiev has increasingly warned of ammunition shortages. So this is an opinion piece in a Belgian newspaper, and Michel claims that it's a serious military threat to our European continent and global security. If we do not get the EU's response right and do not give Ukraine enough support to stop Russia, we are next, he says. For decades, Europe has failed to invest sufficiently in our security. Although they've expanded NATO tremendously, what are you talking about? We urgently need a radical and irreversible shift in our thinking towards a strategic security mindset. So start ramping it up.
Which, incidentally hands us a lot of power over your lives and the shortages of your resources, and the stretch of your dollar. But that's the way it goes. Your resources and the stretch of your dollar.
Exactly.
That's the way it goes.
Hearing myself back. The newspaper also says
that you're looping back.
Oh, we're looping back in. Hearing myself
the newspaper
back in.
also says that you're looping back.
Oh, we're looping back in.
Hold on, sorry.
Hearing double audio there. But the New York Times, I love this part of the story. The New York Times says the U.S. assessment in early February, which stated that without replenishment, Ukraine's air defenses could operate only until March 2024, which is right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So you mean to tell me you're going to ramp up production so much so that you're going to be able to get this to the front lines right now? No. As we know from military experts who've been on our show on a regular basis, this would be a year or more out. So stop fooling everyone with this, that you need to do it right now. So Ukraine's air defenses are imminently about to be done with ammunition. Won't have enough. Won't be able to stop anything that's coming. So now you see, to me, this is like the paragraph that stands out more than anything. Because now you see why France, you see the EU, you see NATO really ramping up this war rhetoric over the past few weeks. Why? Where's this coming from? Where is this coming from? Oh, it's coming from the fact that Ukraine's air defenses are going to be empty in days. And they've completely run out of men. And now they're about to lose Odessa. They're about to lose the southern port towns here. It's game over.
So they're sending in 2,000 troops from France.
The EU can step in, start sending soldiers, which is apparently what France is wanting to do here. So how are we going to pay for this in Europe, by the way? How is Europe going to afford this? I mean, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Europe's not doing very well. I mean, Germany's in a recession.
Yes.
People are paying ridiculous amounts for food, rent. It's not going well in Europe for people.
Interest rates are through the roof. Most people's housing costs have doubled or tripled because so many people in Europe were used to low interest rates. So they had adjustable rate mortgages that have doubled, tripled. People can't pay their housing expenses.
I've got a solution for you.
Well, I wonder how much of it. I wonder how much of it is a bit of a proxy for, like, the U.S. needs the war to continue because we have arms manufacturers that need to get paid a lot. We've got all these hundreds sitting around. Like, so how much do you think, like, the U.S. is pushing France to get involved because if Ukraine falls, then that war ends. So somebody needs to escalate it somehow. We need to get more people in there,
right,
to keep the machine running.
Right.
And that's where Lindsey Graham comes in. We'll get to him in a second.
Troops, let them come up, right? Let them advance for the attack. The troops are being gathered. and sent back east.
In here, so they really need this ramping up here. But how are we going to pay for this? Well, how's Europe going to pay for this? Here's an idea. The EU is proposing, how about we take 90% of all of those frozen Russian assets and put it right back into the European peace facility? So what is...
Wait a minute. You're going to steal, you've stolen Russia's money. Frozen ass, what do you mean? You're stealing their money. Now you're going to use their money to fight the... Ooh, gosh. You thieves, boy. There is no honor among thieves. This is crazy. Anyway, yeah, this is huge right here. This is a lesson in and of itself. Look at this. EU's Borrell to propose 90% of frozen Russian assets should go to European peace facility. What is that? Is NATO. We stole the Russians' money. We're going to use it to buy bombs. This is what's going on. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. I don't even know how to get out. Right here. Joel 3 and 14. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. All right. Multitude. What does that mean? Gathering all nations. Multitude. Multitudes of who? Fighting men. Mighty men. Men of war. Right? Mighty ones. Okay? These are the angels that are caused that mighty ones to come down, but assemble yourselves. These are the troops. Right? Let's look at this. Let's get some names here and we'll close. The warriors. Warriors, mighty men, men of war, mighty men. So let all the soldiers. Okay? They're getting conscripted. Be eager to fight. Line up for battle. So this is what we're watching. Okay? This is about war. Wake up your elite forces. Mighty men, warriors. Okay, mighty ones. Elite forces. All right, your warriors, warriors. Best warriors. All right, so anyway, with that, we're watching World War III. Pursuant to Clayton. Clayton says, see Clayton right here? Clayton says what? Clayton says, Putin is warning of what? World War III. With that, we hope that the elect ratified you brothers and sisters with Shalom.